comes to calisthenics training splits, there's two main ways I like to do it. So I either go between this one, which is mobility, handstand balance, bent arm strength, straight arm strength, and legs, or we have handstand balance and mobility again, but then we have pull and push. Now I tend to use this one 80 or 90% of the time, but I sometimes use this one, especially when we're looking at skills. So I'm out of breath. I've just done handstand push-ups with press handstand. So that is a bent arm strength skill with the handstand push-ups and a straight arm strength skill with the shoulder press. Now, if that's totally confusing you, let's go back to basics to start with and relate everything back to skills. So we have bent arm strength skills and we have straight arm scapular strength skills. And this is what we call gymnastic strength training. So let's look at the skills. So straight arm strength is anything where we're keeping the arms dead straight. So we can have press handstand, planche, front lever, back lever, L-sit, skin the cat, etc. So anything where we're keeping the arms straight is a straight arm scapular strength skill or drill. Then we have the bent arm strength skills. So muscle up, chin up, dip, pull up, handstand push up, shoulder stand, push up, row, etc. So that's a really nice way of splitting your calisthenic strength into two separate days. So you'd have day one, day two. Now there is some movements that cross the line. So if you go something like a planche push-up, so do you train that on a bent arm day or a straight arm day? Something like a ring routine where you're doing a muscle up and then going to back lever and front lever, do you train that on a bent arm day or a straight arm day? So there is a few grey areas, and that's going to be very dependent on your level and your goals. And then the other component we have is the handstand balance and mobility. And also we can't forget legs. But again, legs is a grey area because I do a lot of my leg training in with my mobility. So things like Cossack squats, weighted good mornings, or even just standard good mornings, straddle ups, Jefferson curls, etc. could all be classed as leg training and or mobility. Now that obviously depends on your goals. If you want to get stronger in the legs, you should also be doing some squats and deadlifts. If you want to get cool with the skills, you want to do pistols and or dragon squats. But again, a lot of that falls into mobility. Now, the big thing about handstand balance and mobility is we need to do that as much as possible. So we need to be looking at 4 to 6 times per week to be training this. It's there again. And then we need to be doing our bent arm strength and straight arm strength that we just went through, or our push and our pull 2 to 4 times per week. Again, that's going to be dependent on your current level, your training history and your goals. And actually, let's just talk about what's push and what's pull. So I would class push movements to be handstand push up, dip, push up, planche, press handstand, etc. And our pulling movements are going to be rows, chin ups, pull ups, front lever, etc. Again, there might be some grey areas, but that's pretty straightforward once you get the idea. Now, if we look at days of the week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we have to get in handstand balance and mobility at least 4 times a week, we need to put that in. So if we go handstand and mobility on Monday, we go handstand and mobility on Wednesday, handstand and mobility on Friday, and also on Sunday. Now, it doesn't matter with that so much if you double up. So if you do 2 days consecutive, I could have put handstand and mobility. Actually, let's do it because we want 4 to 6. And that actually gives us 4 days in a row with handstand and mobility. Now, if you're pretty conditioned and your body's used to handstands, that's not a problem at all. So this would be for someone who's maybe working towards high-end skills, one-arm handstands, more advanced shapes and things like that. Now we have our strength workouts, either a push and a pull or a bent arm and a straight arm. So let's go with Monday, we'll do bent arm as well. Tuesday, we'll do straight arm. Wednesday, we'll have a rest from the strength, but Thursday, we'll do bent arm again by itself. Friday, we'll do strength again with the SAS. And then we could either leave it as that because we have 2 lots of bent arm and 2 lots of straight arm, or say our planche is a priority for us, or press handstand is a priority for us. So we actually want 3 of those a week. We could put in another SAS there, taking Saturday off as our rest day. So I just wouldn't put any back-to-back days that have the same strength. So I wouldn't put a bent arm strength there and a bent arm strength there. But this way, we're hitting the strength exercises and we're prioritizing the straight arm strength. And then we could easily just replace this BAS with push, SAS with pull, another push there, another pull there, and the last pulling movement there. So again, we're prioritizing pulling over pushing. If your goal was a handstand push up and press handstands, you might want to turn it the other way. And if you're very skill specific, you could even wipe out this and put in handstand and mobility plus handstand push up plus press handstand. That would be handstand push up plus press plus press. That doesn't mean you're not doing any pulling, but that would be a secondary movement. So you'd superset. So you'd do a press first, followed by some type of pulling movement like a front lever pull or a skin the cat. Or you just do that at the end of the workout to keep that ticking over, but you're prioritizing the skills that you're aiming for. So there we've got 3 handstand press sessions per week and 2 handstand push-ups per week. Now, the same as any other training program, if you're completely new or newer to this style of training, you need to limit it a bit more. And I would probably just go handstand balance and mobility plus a strength workout that includes a bit of everything. And you could have strength version 1, strength version 2, which is a bit of everything, but maybe different exercises until you get conditioned enough, until you can get more specific and break it apart like this. Exactly the same as if you had a new person doing bodybuilding type training. They might do all the basics, the same routine, 3 or 4 times a week until they're conditioned enough to split it apart and work more intense on each individual thing. So there's quite a few choices there based on your goals and your training history. If you do have any questions, stick them down in the comments. I have all this mapped out in my app. Links are all down in the description. Reach out if you're after coaching, and I'll speak to you in the next one.